Switch gears, talk about the weather now. The first ever winter-free fishing weekend in Wisconsin wraps up today. Fishermen had the chance to try to catch a big one without buying a license. But it may have been a little too cold out there for some people to venture out. In fact, Michael Fish is thinking about building his own ice shanty right here in the studio.
Oh, absolutely, Charles. I mean, it is cold. The one thing is, though, with some of this ice, it's still not very thick in spots. There are some weak spots out there, and the wind kicking around the ice. Be real careful out there. Let this ice and the cold start to make it a little bit thicker. Now, here's the thing. This is supposed to be the coldest part of the year. That's on average. We're here, but it's not supposed to be this cold. We're talking about below zero temperatures and wind chill advisories going into effect. I'll get to that in a little bit. Look at our averages here. Average high of 29, average low of 15. We're not even going to make it to the average low tomorrow. That's how cold it is. So when you say average in Wisconsin, you can have all sorts of extremes around here, and that's what we're seeing. Here's another thing. One cool front has worked its way on through, like you haven't noticed. At this time, it was around 40. Now it's way below that. Now we have a secondary cold front that's going to work its way through tomorrow morning, bring down the temperatures even more, and kick up the winds again. So we have another cold, blustery day, even colder than this. Where right now, this is still plenty cold. 10 is our current temperature in Fond du Lac, 14 Burlington, Waukesha, Watertown. You're sitting at 12 and 15 in Milwaukee. But let's factor in the wind. This is what it feels like on your skin. It feels like 2 below in Fond du Lac and Sheboygan, 1 in Milwaukee, 4 below in Waukesha. The thing is, we're just not used to it. We've had a couple of mild winters around here, no big cold snaps, and we have one that's going to be in place here for days. Not only that, we're going to have the wind with that cold. Wind chill advisory is going to start in the morning at 4 o'clock in the morning just for Fond du Lac and Sheboygan counties. The rest of us, ours starts at 6 o'clock tomorrow night. That's going to roll all the way until noon on Tuesday. Wind chills between 15 and 25 below in that stretch. So we had front number 1 roll on through. That's really kicked down our temperatures. Here comes front number 2. That's going to affect us as we go through tomorrow. We're going to have the cold and we're going to have the wind. And here's the thing. We're just going to have this outbreak around here of Arctic air for a couple of days now. But with the Arctic air comes quiet weather. It's just going to be cold and blustery around here. Frigid conditions, especially tomorrow night going into Tuesday. Some of the coldest air in years around here. And tonight, no exception. 4 in Milwaukee and by the lake, 0 inland. Cold and breezy. Wind chills feeling like they're 0 to 15 below. For tomorrow, wind chills going to feel like 10 to 20 below. Coldest wind chills to the north. It's going to be cold and blustery. Tomorrow night, look at these temperatures. 3 below in Milwaukee and by the lake, 7 below Waukesha and inland. Wind chills 15 to 25 below, 10 to 20 below wind chills on Tuesday. So we've got a cold snap around here. Not only those cold temperatures, of course, but also that wind making it feel much colder around here. And it looks like we're going to have just a little bit of a chance of a little bit of light snow coming up here on Thursday. And it looks like by next Sunday, we make it back into the 30s. We'll be right back with some sports.